The air in Carolina feels different this week. Not lighter. Not heavier. Just tense, like the quiet seconds before thunder hits. The Panthers are bruised, beaten, and still standing. And for a fanbase that's seen its share of heartbreak and rebuilding promises, there's a strange kind of hope creeping in again. The kind that doesn't scream, it whispers, maybe this is the turning point. But before any talk of a comeback can begin, there's one name everyone's watching. Bryce Young. The young quarterback, the face of the franchise, has spent the week nursing an ankle injury that's turned practice into a waiting game. The coaches are tight-lipped. The staff cautious. And the fans, restless. Will he suit up Sunday? Or will Carolina's future rest on the shoulders of the next man up? Behind the scenes, the locker room feels like a storm ready to break. Cam Jackson is battling illness, but he's determined to return. Damian Lewis, who missed last week with a shoulder injury, was back on the field, grimacing through the pain. And Princely Umanmielen, who left the last game clutching his ribs, returned to full participation. These are not headlines. These are small battles. Quiet victories. The kind that define a team's heart long before the scoreboard does. And that's what this week is all about, heart. Because when your roster is limping, your star quarterback is questionable, and your fanbase is tired of waiting for next year, heart is all you have left. Carolina's coaching staff hasn't revealed who'll start on Sunday, and maybe that's the plan. Let Buffalo sweat. Let them prepare for two quarterbacks, two styles, two storms. But make no mistake, whether it's Bryce Young or the backup taking the first snap, this game isn't just another week on the schedule. It's a statement. That Carolina hasn't quit. That this locker room still believes. And that no matter how bruised or broken they look, the storm is still coming. If Bryce Young can't go this Sunday, the torch might temporarily pass to a man who's seen it all, a man whose career has been written, erased, and rewritten more times than most quarterbacks could survive. Andy Dalton. No headlines. No spotlight. Just quiet professionalism, the kind that doesn't make highlight reels but earns respect in every locker room he's ever walked into. And this Sunday, if his number's called, he's not just filling in. He's chasing history. Dalton currently sits tied with Dan Fouts, one of the greats, for the 26th most touchdown passes in NFL history. One more, and he passes Sonny Jurgensen for 25th all-time. 2, and the spot is his alone. Think about that. A kid from TCU, who entered the league without the flash or fanfare of a first-round pick, could carve his name permanently into NFL history books. And sure, it's not the kind of milestone that trends on social media. But when you've lasted this long, through new eras, new schemes, new expectations, it means something. It's a testament to longevity, consistency, and quiet perseverance. Andy Dalton was never the biggest arm in the room. Never the loudest leader. But he was always there, steady, smart, and fearless enough to take hits and keep coming back. At his best, he stood just beneath the elite, the kind of quarterback who could take a good team deep if the pieces fit. At his worst, he was still reliable, still capable, still respected. And now, here he is again. The veteran in the wings, ready to carry the weight of Carolina's offense if Bryce can't. Ready to prove that after all these years, he still has something left to give. So if you're watching Sunday and you see number 14 trot out there, don't shrug it off. Because for one afternoon, you might be witnessing a small but meaningful piece of NFL history, a career that refused to fade quietly into the night. Andy Dalton doesn't need fireworks. He just needs one more touchdown. Alright, Panther Nation, this one's gonna hurt. Not the kind of pain that comes from a bad game or a missed tackle. I'm talking about the kind that still lingers, the pain of what could have been. Imagine this. No cap restrictions. No trades. No contracts. Just a chance, one magical chance, to bring one of our fallen stars back home. Brian Burns, or DJ Moore. Who are you choosing? Two names that once carried the heartbeat of this franchise. Two players who gave everything, their energy, their loyalty, their prime years, to Carolina. And both were taken away, leaving holes that no rookie, no scheme, and no coaching fix could truly fill. If I'm being honest, I'd bring back Brian Burns. Not because DJ wasn't special, he was. He is. But because this defense still feels incomplete without that burst off the edge, that chaos he brought every snap. Burns wasn't just fast, he was electric. The kind of player who could change a game with one perfect swim move, one blindside hit, one roar to wake the crowd. And imagine pairing him again with Derek Brown, the silent monster in the trenches. That duo made quarterbacks fear Charlotte. They made the stadium shake. Now, don't get me wrong, DJ Moore was the heartbeat of this offense for years. Through bad quarterback play, new playbooks, and endless rebuilds, he was the one constant. The quiet leader who never complained, who just lined up and did his job, week after week. But for once, it feels like the Panthers finally have receivers stepping into their own. T-Mac lighting up the field. Jimmy Horn Jr. finding his rhythm. Jalen Coker fighting back from injury. The offense is beginning to breathe again. But on defense? That edge, that spark, it's still missing. Brian Burns was that spark. He made this team feel dangerous. He made it feel like Carolina football again. So yeah, I'd bring him back. Because when you think about the soul of this team, the fight, the fire, the identity, he embodied all of it. That's the kind of energy you can't replace with a draft pick or a new face in free agency. That's legacy energy. But what about you, Panther Nation? Would you bring back the fearless pass rusher who terrorized quarterbacks, or the loyal wideout who carried this offense through the storm? Drop it in the comments. Speak your truth. Because this one isn't about stats. It's about heart. And before we move on, one more thing, from yesterday's practice, we caught a moment that says everything about what this team's building now, Andy Dalton and T-Mac, mid-handshake, mid-laugh, mid-battle. That bond, that brotherhood, that's how it starts. That's how you rebuild something real. Because this locker room isn't just learning plays, it's learning to trust again. You know what's crazy, Panther Nation? That phrase, protect the bank, it's starting to spread everywhere. I'm seeing it all over social media. Fans chanting it, tweeting it, living it. It's not just a slogan anymore, it's a mindset. It means defending your home, your pride, and your brothers in blue and black no matter what. And I gotta give credit where it's due, that energy started right here with one of our own. Grizzly, you sparked something real, man. You gave Panthers fans a battle cry, something that reminds us who we are. We don't back down. We protect the bank. Now, let's talk about that comment from Aim Small Frag High, comparing Andy Dalton to Derek Anderson from the Cam Newton era. And you know what? That's actually spot on. Dalton feels like that same steady hand, the veteran who can step in when things get tough and still give you a fighting chance. But to be real with you, I think Dalton's better. He's sharper, calmer under pressure, and he's seen every kind of defense you can imagine. He's not out here trying to prove something, he's out here to lead. If Bryce Young can't go, I trust Andy. He's got that quiet confidence, that old-school grit. The kind of player who doesn't talk much, but when he steps on the field, you just feel safe. You know the job's gonna get done. Now, Jesse dropped a strong take too. He said absolutely not to the idea of that trade, and honestly, I'm right there with him. Why tear apart something that's finally starting to grow? This roster has chemistry, fight, belief. You don't throw that away chasing some flashy move. Because this isn't Madden. This is Carolina football. It's about building something real, something that lasts. We've already lost too many good ones, DJ, Burns, we're not losing that heart again. So no, I wouldn't make that trade either. Not today. Not tomorrow. The Panthers are finally learning how to believe in each other again. And I'll take that over a headline move any day of the week. But now, I want to hear you. Who do you trust to start this weekend, Bryce or Andy? And how confident are you that the Panthers can defend home turf and make history on Sunday? Drop your thoughts below, Panther Nation. Because this isn't just a fan base, it's a family. And no matter how many ups and downs this season brings, we protect the bank. We keep pounding. And we never stop believing.